33 centuries ago, God appeared to Moses in the heart of a blazing fire. Moses sees that the bush was on fire, but the bush wasn't being consumed. God intones, "Tell them that I am with them in their exile. I feel their suffering, and I suffer with them." Hours before Moses dies, God reassures him, saying, "I will always accompany my people during their exiles and suffering, and in the end of time, I will gather and return together with them to the promised land." Adriana Caesar likened us to a lone sheep surrounded by 70 hungry wolves. Yet miraculously, the continually hounded sheep lives on. What is the secret of her immortality, the source of her supernatural resilience? Ki Imanu Kael, for God is always with his children, and the sheep is never truly alone. As the Talmudic sage Rabbi Yehoshua responded to the Caesar, "Great is the shepherd who saves and protects."
On May 8th, 1942, we were awakened by the Germans. They were knocking at the doors, and they ordered us to get dressed in 5 minutes and join the people that were already in the street. Just follow them. When we arrived to the outskirts of the city, we saw 6 huge human graves dug. And there was so much terror and chaos and screaming. They had lists of who was going to live and who was going to die. And on the left side, they left yet a few thousand people. They needed them for hard labor. And all of a sudden, they ordered everyone to get undressed and stand by the graves. And some of them they threw alive. And some of them, they had their, not the guns, like machine guns, kept them like that, shooting. And I saw that. And
people falling into the graves.
Into the graves. And the children, what they did, they took a large stick, put nails in the stick, put the nail in the child and put him in the grave. And I saw that. They killed that day 6,700 Jews.
By hand.
By hand, yes. In front of everybody. The screams were unbearable, Rabbi.
What were they screaming?
Shema Yisrael.
I was born in Hungary,
Where?
called the city Debrecen. Yeah.
My father was a teacher, children's.
A Malamed.
A Malamed.
Really?
Oh, Malamed. They still forget about.
You were in a cheder?
Oh yeah,
What is the cheder?
till 13 or such a thing. You have to go to the cheder.
Father got a long beard. After Shabbos, he was reading to us from the Chumash, Chumash, Gemurah. He was reading everything.
We were speaking Yiddish, not Polish. Outside we speak Polish. But inside in the house, praise Yiddish.
Friday night, we davened in the Kabul Shabbos, in the house, by us. And I remember over there was a chazan, Schulke Kuke, I got to tell you the story. I remember his, I wish I would have a good voice, how he pronounced it. It was, the windows were covered with blankets, not to the Poles or the Nazis, not to see what's going on. And he sang Lechodoidi. But I wish he didn't sing loud, nobody to hear. Lechodoidi likas kalu pnei Shabbos de kabelu. Lechodoidi likas Shabbos de kabelu. This I remember forever.
And we would run to the street, to the beginning of the street, to wait for the Bubi and Zayda to come for Shabbos. And I remember it every time we sit down to eat the Shabbos dinner. This is what I think of.
The worst thing that stands out is on the 10th of May, 1940, when they started shooting over our heads. And I thought, oi, gewalt, there's no school today, it's Friday, you know, marvelous. Little did we know what we were going to go through.
The war broke out September, I think the 1st, if I'm not mistaken, 39. After 8 days, the German came in our city.
They had a plan, you know. The first thing what they did is to put on armbands. And we had a curfew, and they forbid to go on the sidewalks. And they came at night, and they took out a whole group of people, what they designated for the ghettos, and they told them they going for work, and they took them away, and they killed them in Ponari.
How many people were killed in the forest that night?
Who knows? We were 80,000 people before the war. And how many was left?
When the Nazis, when they occupied my city, they allowed all the people around the city that they could do a pogrom for 7 days. They destroyed the city, they destroyed, they raped women in 13 years, 15 years. Was terrible. And they killed in one day 93 persons in my city.
You know, Gucci, they shot her right away. My brother saw her, I didn't see her.
I received from the fourth brother a little card from home. It was Tisha B'Av, and it's with full tears on the card. They are taking us away. And this is Imek in my heart.
On Tisha B'Av.
On Tisha B'Av, I lost my family, my whole family.
Everybody was taken away?
Yeah.
You know where they were taken?
No.
Your father was taken away?
Father, sister, brother. We don't know nothing.
The young one, they said they shall go right, and the other one left. And my sister, she was so sick already, she understood us left because she felt sick. And Mengele went after her and schlepped her out from the right and said, I send you to the left and give her 2. He hit her.
Most die, every morning. We used to sleep on the floor. And every morning we used to schlep out and throw them in the front of the garden. Used to come out truck and throw them just like that.
I live with this. Because I was with them. I was with them together. My sister was already, she had neu geschrieben.
She was already engaged.
After the pogrom, I told my father I want to go to the Shield. And then we went to the Shield. When we went to the Shield, we find all the Torahs verbrannt. Torahs, Eilike Bücher verbrannt, in the Shield zerbrochen. Then I told my father, Father, why they are doing this to us? Why? The father put the hand of my head and told me, look, for 100 and 100 years, they wanted to finish with our people. They could not finish, and they'll not finish. You survive this, and you have to tell to all the world what happens to our people.
We daven Shabbos every morning.
Daven?
Yeah, daven.
In the concentration camp? In the work? Mincha Ma'ariv?
Yeah, we work.
In the middle of the working?
Any place we daven. Because we say God gonna help with Jewish people, we have to daven.
Even in the forest, how long we got a group? We make right away Armenia.
I want to tell you something. While we were in camp, my father they baked matzahs for older people there. My father never ate bread on Pesach. They baked matzahs illegally. In the
labor camp?
In labor camp. My father and another guy bribed a German he was a soldier. He wasn't a Nazi. And they went back into the ghetto and they brought the Sefer Torah in the camp. And they had every morning, they had the minyan.
It came Yom Kippur. And the food came in Yom Kippur to give us. We didn't eat Yom Kippur the day because we know it's Yom Kippur, so we wait till at night. We should eat.
It could be the worst thing. And I'm still always say I'm a Jew.
How did you have the koyach after everything you went through?
God gave me koyach.
gesendet beter, als Barube, der Rube von Malminen, Bnei Malminen, ist nicht Chase geworden, der Keach Mono, sie zugekommen, ich hoch ist Bruris, aber Schgoche Protis, bis in die Eifanen, nicht nur von Nissim, über Boschen Beteva, nur Nissim Gluyim.
I was born in Amsterdam, Holland, in 1942. I was placed by my mother with farmers. The unthinkable parents have to do, their most prized possessions, they want them to be safe. And the New York Times weren't safe. What happened is that they gave my name away, and their Jewish maid, not really a maid, but also in hiding, she had to get me ready to take me to the police station to be taken to Westerbork. I was about 5 months old, and people ask me always, how come that you stayed alive? And I say always, it's in the hands of Hashem, it was a miracle, and that's what happens, because there sometimes are no explanations for things.
January 1944, the war was still on. We were all under assumed names and non-Jews in Mechelen, 14 youngsters. One day they call us down. There's a man standing there, and the bloke tells us he is from the Jews from Brussels, Association Belge. And he says, look, if you say that you are Jewish, I'll get you out of here in half an hour. So we looked at each other, this must be a Gestapo bloke. He talked and talked and talked. He went on his knees. Say that you are Jews. and I'll get you out of here. I turned to the boys, and I said, boy, he's genuine. Half an hour later, we were out. The camp is full with 1,500 Jews. Children, women, men, right? And here's 14 little boys who admit they are Jews. They're let out. You explain? I don't know how to explain it.
When I came home, killed a family, chosen people, 6 million. I can't believe.
Is it important to you, that the Jewish people continue?
Very, most important.
Why?
Why? Because I'm a Jew.
I have here 14,427. That counts to 18. How do I know about that? My father told me in the dream. My father told me to count together those numbers in Bergen-Belsen. I had that dream. And I counted, and I saw the number 18.
What did you think the message was?
The message was, Chai zum Leben.
I'm convinced that Rebbeinu Shlelem looked up, down to us and helped us. I'm convinced.
I always believe.
In the worst of times.
My worst of times. I always thank God, and you know, even now, when I go to sleep, I thank God. When I wake up in the morning, I say, thank God I'm alive.
I think that Hashem was standing beside me all the time. He was watching me.
There was a plan for me. How come that I was in the middle of typhus? How come that despite everything, I love Israel and I love being a Jew?
I believe in Rabbi Shalom, that's all. This is the hope, you know?
Did you ever lose your belief in Rabbi
No, never.
Even in the worst
never.
of times?
When I'm eating, I make a moitzen. In the morning, I make a moidiani. This is for me every day.
After the war, we were verblondet. What mean verblondet? We didn't keep the Siedigkeit. I had my father, my dreams all the time.
What did he say to you in your dreams?
He was not happy with me. And I had that in my dream. And I had to change my lifestyle.
In my 30s and in my 40s, I started to understand that my Judaism is more important than everything. But because of my background, everything can be taken away from me. You know, it's like the flip of a coin. I have my wife today. Tomorrow, chas v'chalila, God forbid, chas v'shalom, my children, chas v'shalom. But I know that I will die as a Jew, which is here. So that's the only thing that I know that can't be taken away from me.
It was a miracle that God gave us life to raise a Jewish family.
Hitler with Stalin, they were not bringing nobody to be left, not a Zeiche. And to show them, wir haben Kinder in vielen nur jüdischen Weg.
You know Benjamin?
Yeah.
You know him?
Sure.
With the face?
Yeah.
I love it.
Why?
Why? Because first of all, my great-grandchildren, second of all, Jewish children.
Tradition is the most important thing. And we Jews, we follow our tradition. Since Avraham Avinu, Moshe Rabbeinu, this is our strength, that we follow the tradition.
Remember me as a woman who thought about God and think about God and survived with God in their life.
It's such a privilege to be born into these people because we have such a rich culture, we have such a rich heritage, and I feel even more privileged being a Holocaust survivor, I'm even more privileged being a Jew.
What's the most important thing today? What do you want to tell everybody? For the Jewish people.
For the Jewish people. Be a Jew.
In the darkest days of the Holocaust, a crowded cattle car left Warsaw headed to the infamous death camp Treblinka. Amidst the horrific sounds of people gasping, sighing, weeping, and dying, the thin voice of a Hasidic cantor named Azriel David Fastag rose. His soul poured forth in song. A song embodying the eternity of the Jewish people. Oblivious to the silence in the cattle car, he passionately sewed his new tune to the words of Ani Ma'amin B'Emunah Shalema. I believe with perfect faith in the coming of the Messiah. Hundreds of ears listened tentatively in amazement. And then, they too began to sing. In a tear-stained voice, Reb Azriel cried out, I will give half my portion in the world to come to whoever will bring this song to my Rebbe. A young survivor did bring this song to the Rebbe. It is told that when on the following Yom Kippur, the Moditzer Rebbe introduced and sang this song, the thousands of Jews present burst into a torrent of tears. With this song, the Rebbe used to say, the Jewish people went to the gas chambers, and it is with this song that the Jewish people will march to greet Mashiach.